Right, can anyone hear me? My streaming software is connected. Hello, am I live now? How long was I quiet for? I spent about like 2 minutes trying to figure out what the hell was going on here. Right, here we go, here we go. Let me sort this out. Right, was I just dead quiet for about 2 minutes? Right, yes, I was. Fantastic. As professional as always. Right, morning everyone. How we're all doing? I don't know what problem I had. For some reason, I couldn't connect to YouTube. For some weird reason, I don't know why. I might have to just keep. I might have to relook at that. Um, and you can all hear me as well. Fantastic. I bet you guys were thinking, "Oh, you can't hear me, but you can see me." But yeah, what a great win yesterday. It's about time we start winning games of football. So let's read some of the chat. Everyone's saying good morning. Good morning, everyone. At last, I've seen us win. Exactly. That's what I was feeling. Common You Hatters put, I think we could beat Burnley next weekend. I hope so. I'm not too sure. I'll take a point now. 100% I would take a point. Burnley are just horrible, horrible team to play against, especially at their ground with how good defensively they are. I'm not prepared to see us break down that Burnley defence, that's for sure. I would take a boring 0-0 before the ball is kicked, if I'm being honest with you. And Danny put a bit of hope at last. Yes, exactly, a bit of hope. About time. These group of players, we've seen what? We haven't seen enough from these group of players. Lack of fight, especially before Bloomfield, even a couple of games under Bloomfield. We haven't seen that fight, and about time they've given us a bit of fight. Because Portsmouth, I have to say, they made it very tough. Very, very tough. Like, it weren't an easy win. Definitely wasn't an easy win for sure. I think we beat Stoke and Cardiff, and we walked away from the game and thinking, okay, yes, we've won, but it wasn't like a convincing win. Those were more easier wins than the Portsmouth one. Bishop up top for Portsmouth, what a handful he is. Really, really is a handful. It's kind of like bully behaviour, like what they were doing to us, but we were managing it. We were coping with it. I'm glad it wasn't Walters in defence. No disrespect to the lad, but I don't think he would have been able to handle the Portsmouth, those bullying. I don't want to say bullying, but those aggressive tactics which Portsmouth had on for show. Mick has put a draw would do against Burnley. What do you think the score is going to be against Burnley? Well, I think 0-0. I'll take 0-0 right now. I don't think we're a side that can't score. Burnley are a side that always defend well. So I think a 0-0 draw will probably be the most ideal scoreline. I think if you are a bookie, somebody puts bets on, that would definitely be the highest predicted scoreline. We got performance was not great, but the results are everything now. Exactly. I don't care about the performances anymore. if we're walking away with 3 points. In fact, if Burnley next week they dominate the ball 99% and we have 1% possession and we walk away with a 1-0 away win, you really think I'm going to care? Nope. I'm going to celebrate those 3 points and go crazy. I've got Blitzers put, morning everyone. Reckon there's a decent chance we can get a 0-0 draw at Burnley. Yes, I think there is a good chance. Especially if we perform and defend the way we did against Portsmouth, I do think there's a chance. But I think against Burnley, the ball won't be in the air as much as it was against Portsmouth. Portsmouth are a very long ball, aggressive team, whereas Burnley they like to get the ball to their wide players. They like to be creative. It won't be the same Burnley team that played against us at the start of the Championship season. It's a completely new Burnley side. That Burnley team, I think all the players are pretty much gone from that day. So we are playing like a proper Scott Parker Burnley team, but they've got so many good players there, like Marcus Edwards. I don't know how on earth they've managed to bring him from Sporting Lisbon over to the Championship. What a signing that was. Are the strikers our biggest problems? I don't know if the strikers are the biggest problems. I think the issue is we're not creating clear-cut opportunities. If you think about it, that is the problem. We're not creating. So I guess how can our strikers score goals if we're not creating clear-cut opportunities for them? I thought yesterday Morris did fantastic. Not Brown. I think Brown struggled with the aggressive defence of Portsmouth, but I thought Morris won a lot more in the air. He managed to hold off the Portsmouth defenders quite well, and then we were able to progress up the pitch because he was linking the play up. But his first touch does need to improve. Jelly Belly has put, I've watched Burnley a few times at home. They are not as good as one might think, and have got lucky a few times. I did watch the Sheffield Wednesday game, and Sheffield Wednesday I think dominated the first 45 minutes. I think an hour, in fact, dominated that period of time. But then Burnley just counter-attacked them extremely well, and that's what happens with Burnley. They've got the players to do that. That's what Scott Parker has done in his time in the Championship across the three clubs he has managed for. He's managed to get them a really good counter-attacking side, but also defensively makes them really secured at the back so they don't concede like stupid goals, which we've conceded over the course of the season. But yeah, there is still a chance. They're, of course, pushing for those automatic spots. Don't know how many points they are actually away from second. Let's have a quick look right now as we're talking about it. I think we're not bottom of the league anymore, which is fantastic. Let's have a look then. I should get sponsored by FlashScore the amount of times I use it. So go on the league, Championship. So Burnley are 5 points away from Sheffield United, but they do have a game in hand. So yeah, they're definitely going to go for it at home. So we could do what other clubs have done to us at Luton and put 11 players behind the ball and go, come and break us down. Because we know we struggled to score and just try to counter-attack them. You know, we scored a counter-attacking goal against Portsmouth. Why can't we do the same against Burnley? Oh, I've been talking too much. I've missed a few questions. Neil has put, I'm an instant Makoso lover. He was a breath of fresh air. Needs to work on his aerial game, but he was great. I think his time will come. I think Portsmouth very aggressive. That Bishop was I think, as the older generation like to put it, proper old school type of striker he was, and that's what he reminded me of. And considering it was his first start in English football, I thought he done extremely well. If you compare him to another player that we've signed from overseas in Fane, he hasn't started well, and I thought Makoso had a much better impact in his first game. I need to remember to say Makoso, not Masoko. I said the wrong name in my match reaction. It always does my head in. If you don't know, I do my match reactions in one take, just because it's a lot better. It's instant reaction, and then I get it out as soon as possible, because the quicker you get a match reaction out on YouTube, the better it does. And yesterday, I kept making a mistake. I don't know if anyone realised how late the upload was. I uploaded, I think, at 8:30. I normally upload just before 7 o'clock, so it was an hour and a half late. And it basically, every time I kept doing my match reaction, I was saying the wrong thing. I don't know why. I was just doing it and it was frustrating me. And then because I kept making too many mistakes, my camera ran out of battery. I then had to recharge the camera and then re-upload, well, and then eventually record the match reaction. And it got to the point where like I think I did about 100 takes, and I got it right on the 102nd time. Long day, nearly had a meltdown. But that's what happens when you want to make YouTube videos and you're trying to be like too perfect all the time. It never quite works out. Um, what scoreline do you think it's going to be? Are you talking about the Burnley game? I think it's going to be 0-0. Mick has put, don't forget to smash the like button. Yes, smash that like button. It helps. I can't tell you enough. Smashing like buttons, commenting, sharing, it does. It massively helps. If you don't know, the way social media works, and I only know this by having experience working in it, the moment you post something, so if you post something on TikTok, for example, so the app, the social media platform, pushes it out to a certain amount of people. It doesn't push it out to everyone. So although I've got 4,000 subscribers, it doesn't push out to 4,000 subscribers. It's really strange how YouTube works. Like, it will appear in your subscription feed. Most of the time it should do, but sometimes it can have problems. And when I'm trying to get new subscribers, it would only push out to like 300 to 400 new people. And if those 300 to 400 new people don't like, comment, or share, or like interact with the video won't get pushed out even further to even more people. That's how TikTok works. It's really strange. Like, it will push out to about 400 people. If they don't interact with it, then it will just stay around a low amount of views. So it's very important to smash like buttons, and I do appreciate it massively if you guys smash the like button, even on this stream as well. Smash that like button. Oh, we've got someone from Thailand. Good evening. What time is it over in Thailand? 3 points is all that matters at this stage, but up front, still lacking goals and shot efforts. 100%. But I do think going forward with more confidence will help. So I can imagine these group of players are going to have some confidence after winning a game of football. And hopefully that confidence can build something on the pitch, and it can help us go forward and get some wins, and we can be a little bit creative up top. Matt Bloomfield has of course come out and already said that this isn't how he wants to play, so I don't think this is what Matt Bloomfield's style of play is. It's just not. Next season in the summer we're going to see a massive rebuild. I don't know what next season's going to hold for us in either division, so even if we do stay up in the Championship, I still think we're going to have a rebuild. I think Gary Sweet's programme notes said a lot of things regards to about certain people, saying how we've noticed certain players and certain attitudes they're different when you are losing games of football, and they've realised certain people's characters are not what they thought it was meant to be. So yeah, I reckon we could see a massive rebuild in the summer, regardless of what division we are in. I got a weird question from Manchester. Is Blue vaping? I do not vape. Moving on to Common You Hatters. Burnley. Okay, you're talking about Burnley and Cardiff. Yeah, so at the moment I'm going to go with a 0-0 for Burnley, and hopefully beat Cardiff. I think going to Cardiff and beating them, that will be a massive statement win, because it would show massive intent that we do want to stay up in the Championship this season. David has put, does Hashi still have a role to play at the back? I think Hashi is done as a Luton player, in my opinion. I don't know how many years he signed. This is the thing at Luton, we don't know how many years these players have signed. I'm assuming Hashi signed a 2.5-year deal, so he's had half a year. So by the end of this season, he'll probably have one more year remaining. But we can, of course, sell these players. I think people don't think we can, but we will. There'll be clubs out there. Clubs will look at the Luton scenario and go, okay, Luton definitely want to get rid of some players. Let's put in an offer for some of them. And yeah, I think we will be willing to accept, because I do think we want to have a big rebuild in the summer. Kaminsky is better with Naismith guiding him. He should be dropped if Naismith isn't available. The thing is, Cal Naismith is so important, and I will keep talking about this. Without him, we don't see the impact we have seen in defence. He does communicate. I've seen it on the pitch. I see the way he guides. He was guiding Christ and Makosso. He was talking to Amari Bell. He was talking to the keeper. Kaminsky is a problem because he doesn't communicate, and it does my head in because he's a goalkeeper and he sees everything. You should communicate. Professional goalkeepers, I don't understand. He's not the only one, of course. Like, he's not the only goalkeeper I've seen wearing a Luton top not communicating. But even Mark Tyler, he was the first goalkeeper I proper got to love at Luton, and he was a small goalkeeper. He didn't come out and claim crosses, but he communicated with Steve McNulty. He communicated with the defenders to clear it out because they knew straight away he weren't coming for it. And I think with our defenders right now, they're still like 50-50 whether or not Thomas will come and collect the ball or not. And that's the problem, in my opinion, because you need to have full confidence when a ball goes into the box that you can actually clear it. Anthony's put good morning, Anthony. Harvey's put, is Luton v QPR a derby? I don't think it's a derby, but it's like there is a rivalry between the two football clubs, and of course it's happened from the 80s due to the fighting, and then of course due to recent events. But yeah, I would say it's a rivalry between the two football clubs, and it's all come from like the 80s and 90s. Hopefully Makosso starts in the defence next weekend. I don't see why we should change the starting 11. Apart from Brown, I think the Brown's the only player I would say in the starting 11 that played against Portsmouth that might have his position taken away. That's the only player I can see. But I do think we need some pace up top against Burnley. Ali, I thought, was quite good when he came on, and maybe we could see Ali start up top alongside Morris. Danny has put, really good to see you live again. Been a long time since I last did it. Yes, this is what happens when I'm in a new setup. I'm in my brand new flat. I'm going to be doing a lot more videos. I'm also, I might as well say it now. I'm live streaming on Tuesday, by the way. Tuesday evening, I'm live streaming. Reason why, there is a particular game on, and we're going to do a watch along. And I'll tell you what game it is. Just make sure I get the right two football clubs, because I did see it. So in the Championship, there are 4 games on Tuesday, and it's Hull versus Plymouth. So we'll be doing a live stream watching the Hull versus Plymouth game. That's important because both sides just above us in the league, and I think it's their game in hand as well. So we can all watch that together, talk over the game, and yeah, hopefully a good result goes Luton's way. Nick has put, yes, 33 people are watching and only 3 likes. Come on, guys. Yeah, please, guys, keep smashing that like button. Are we still building the new stadium? Yes, we're just doing the groundwork on at the moment. That's what I think is taking so long, like the substation, the river. So we've got to put all the foundations in place, sort that out, and then hopefully proceed to the next stage, which is putting a brick on the floor. So Jelly has put, sell at a loss. Unfortunately, the players haven't exactly put themselves in the shop window. Yeah, we might make a loss on these players, 100%, but this is the problem. This is the problem which we put ourselves in, unfortunately. But there is some players that have a resale value, like Hashi is still at that age where, Hashi's still at that age where you can still sell him for a certain amount of money. Need some of my tea. And who likes my mug? Hashtag teams. Don't want to spit it. Hashtag. Right. Hashtag teams like Luton. Next question. Right. I'm a Watford fan. Boo. And I think you really deserve this win. Good game at the game. Well, good game last Sunday. You played well. I don't think we did, mate. I still think you would go down, though. Thanks, mate. Everyone put boo in the chat for the Watford fan. Jokes, banter, of course. Jelly has put, is Shay's time done at the football club? I think with Shay, I think he's quite content being a third choice goalkeeper. That's what I think. I think he's just really content with it. I think he represents all the players. I think at every football club has like one player that represents them all in like meetings with the player organisation, and I think Shay is the one that is the representative. Yeah, he represents basically all the players. So I think he has a particular role. Of course, he wants us to play every single week, but at least it's a weird one with Shay because I do think yeah, like he should at least be on the bench. I do think he should have played a lot more. I think he is a trustworthy keeper, but yeah, it does seem like his time is nearly up, unfortunately. But if we're going to League One, last time we were in League One, Shea was in the team of the season, so he done quite well. Right, let's have a quick look. I've missed a few. Right, what is your predictions for Hull versus Plymouth? 0-0. Hopefully, it just stays as a draw. I think a draw would be a good result for Luton. Do you think we will win next Saturday against Burnley? I don't think so. I don't think so. But that's up to the players to change my thoughts on that. What's your thoughts on Fanny? I think he's struggled. I think he's needs to realise. Well, firstly, I don't think it's helped that he's played under two managers, played under two different styles of play, and I don't think it helps that he's played two different styles of play and two different managers, and also not played in his correct position. His correct position is a defensive midfielder, so I do think he should play first as a defensive midfielder, which he has done recently. But I do think he might need a couple of games in the under 21s, a bit like what Chris Makosso has, and then put him back into the side. The thing is, sometimes you need experience to get over games, and I just don't think he has that experience. It's tough. I have to say, it is tough. Come on, your Hatters has put, no, we need Hull and Plymouth to draw so we can have an advantage. Yes, exactly. We do need Hull and Plymouth to draw so we can take advantage, because then they're only gaining a point each, which is still catchable. I got an advert from live streaming. Is that possible? Yes, I might have not clicked that. I might have not turned that off. So sorry in advance if you do get loads of adverts. They should only appear once or twice, but they should only appear at the start and at the end. They shouldn't appear during. I might need to change that. Hang on, can I press it? There you go. I've disabled it. No more adverts. There you go. I've disabled it for 10 minutes, and then I'll keep disabling the advert so it doesn't keep appearing. They shouldn't keep appearing. YouTube normally is a little bit smart when it inserting adverts. It normally does it at the right time. So really, this is what I should do. When I need a drink break, I will insert an advert so we don't get like an awkward pause for about 30 seconds. How does that sound? That sounds better. We do that. We've got Terry put, how many points do we need to stay up? Let's have a look. Really, let's have a quick look at the table. So we've got 33 points left to play for, and we've got 31 points. It's tough to say. It all depends how the teams above us do. If they carry on the way they're going, I think you're going to need at least over. I think 50 has to be the benchmark, and that for us is 19 points. At least 50. I don't know. Get more points. Just win all your games, mate, Terry. That's what we've got to do. Win all of our games, and then we don't go down. Darren has put, do you think Chong is refusing to play, as seems a bit weird with a hamstring injury? I don't think he is refusing to play. I think he has damaged his hamstring, and you've got to be careful because he's a wide attacking player. From my understanding, I never had pace in the world, and I weren't good at dribbling. I was a very good old school defensive. Well, I was a proper like Roy Keane type of midfielder. So I didn't really like to do the running aspect. I like to tackle people and just give the ball to the better players. But when you've got wide attacking players who are good at dribbling and also are quite fast, when they pick up knocks, well, if they've got a hamstring injury, you've got to be very careful because they want to do like sprints, don't they? So if they do a sprint and then it reactivates the hamstring, you want to be careful there. So I guess we're just trying to make sure that when he does return back from injury, we don't re-injure that hamstring, because I think Luton over the course of the last 2 years, muscular injuries have been a massive problem for us. We just don't know how to recover from those. Neil has put, we've lost a few quid on Adebayo now, unfortunately. Yeah, that is true. We have. Elijah's just frustrating. It really is frustrating. Just lacks confidence. I don't get him. I really don't. He's the most confident going striker. Like when he's on it, he's on it. Like he could be unplayable, like and unpredictable as well. You don't know what he's gonna do. But when he's off it, oh my god, everyone can tell. And you know, so many people outside of Luton have been very vocal on Elijah Adebayo. In fact, loads of people outside of Luton have been very vocal on our season and made all sorts of videos. It's quite frustrating how bad we're doing, and we've seen loads of like other like content creators go, the fall of Luton Town Football Club. Why Luton Town are heading to League One? And when you watch their videos and then you notice there's like instant mistakes because they're just going off by what people are putting on social media rather than actually doing some research. Hey, I'm not firing shots here, but just saying, do your research if you are going to make a video about Luton and why we're not in a good position. But anyway, Jenny has put paint your new flat orange. My girlfriend will go absolutely insane if I paint my flat orange, by the way. She will not be happy. She actually had a go at me for putting these they're audio panels, so they're meant to help with my. So when I first came into this room, it was a massive echo, and also I'm right by like a main road, so I don't know if you guys might hear the main road, but I'm right by one. So these panels are essentially to help keep my voice in and make me sound good. I'm also going to buy a mic as well to make the audio a little bit more better. So yeah, just try to keep improving. Clicker made a real impact coming back into the side yesterday. I thought it was brilliant, Jordan Clark. I thought he was absolutely brilliant. What he was doing, the progressive running with the ball, his dribbling ability, his passing at times. Not Sheffield United, Portsmouth did not like what he was doing. And that's why they constantly kept fouling us. Him and Walsh, I thought, was great in the midfield. It worked extremely well. Asgard was a little bit quiet, and he's been quite a few times now. But look, at least, at least someone in the midfield was performing, and we've had issues with the midfield all season, if I'm being honest with you. Adebayo, we should put on the bench again. I can't see him starting next week, if I'm being honest with you. Danny's put, have you seen the Millwall red card? Yes, I have seen that red card. The goalkeeper didn't mean it. I think everyone's like going over the top with it. The goalkeeper did not mean to wipe out Maketa, the Palace striker. It was just he mistimed it and got sent off, and rightly so. It's a sending off, not denying that, but I feel like loads of people are like, he could have killed him. He just mistimed it. It happens in football. Contact sport, guys. Jack has put, I can't see Asgard being dropped anytime soon. If Chong was to start, who would you like to see partner Asgard and... If Chong was to start, who would you like to see partner Asgard and Chong in the midfield? Asgard can play as a number 8. See, yes, Asgard can play as a number 8, but I think it's either going to be Chong or Asgard. To be fair, Asgard can drop deeper, which is, of course, really nice. But I don't know if that's too much of a weak midfield, because that's very creative, that midfield in Asgard and Chong. You think about the defensive side of things, I don't know how much defensive aspect those two players would do. I think maybe if we're like pushing to get an equaliser or pushing to get a goal, we can try that. But I don't think I would start a game like that, in my opinion. Morning, mate. Sheffield United fan here. Really hope Luton stay up, and was delighted when you got the 3 points yesterday. Also wondering if you go down, which players will leave. I'm hoping about 15 to 16 players will leave the football club. That's what I'm hoping. I think anyone with like back-to-back relegations on the CV really needs to go, because then they've got a losing mentality. But then again, this squad is more than capable of staying up in the Championship. It could easily get top 10 if it really wanted to. It could get top 10 if they put their, effort in. But me saying that, so despite me thinking that this is an easy Championship side, League One, you would like to think, yeah, we'll kill it. But I don't know. I really don't know. If we go to League One, I guess I have to wait until, I guess we have to just wait and see what happens, really. What is your thoughts on Asgard? I think good player when he gets onto the ball. You can see what he's trying to do. I think that his style of play will be better suited when we play Bloomfield style of play. I can just see him just being squeezed in at the moment, and that's how it looks like. It looks like he's just trying to sometimes it looks like he's just trying to do too much at times, in my opinion. But he's always looking to shoot, which is good. He's got quick feet. He can win some good fouls and give us set pieces in dangerous areas. I think he will come good. I think gradually he will come good. But what happens is if we're going to keep bypassing the midfield and keep going long all the time, then he's not going to get in the game. And that's when you see him just go spells just being quiet. My tea's cold, so I needed to drink that ASAP. Right, the Watford fan is back. Haha, no one booed me. It's because we're too nice, mate. We're a really nice channel here, and I've got really nice subscribers. And then the odd person did boo you straight afterwards. It's just banter. I do like your vids. Thank you, mate. I do appreciate it. I want Luton to stay up for more exciting derby games. To be fair, I also would like that. Yes. It's always good atmosphere, and we like to beat each other. We spent so many years not playing each other, so I don't really want to go even more. I don't want to spend more years not playing Watford, because it is good playing you guys. It's always good to see you guys lose and sack your manager. So yeah, hopefully we see you again next season. I think we should be welcoming rival fans better if they are not biased. Mick has put adverts are a pain in the arse. Are they really bad? I did pause it. It should have been paused for about 10 minutes, and then I can pause again. What I do is I will. Oh, here you go. I've done it. I've turned it off. There you go. So look, I'm learning. Adverts have been turned off. It's because adverts are on my videos, so that's why, and it just kind of transfers over to the live streams. But I have turned it off. It will probably get returned back on when the stream's over, but that's fine. Right, let me have a look down. I've missed a few questions. Terry has put, would you play Reece Burke if he was ever fit? The thing is, if Christ Makosso keeps performing really well, then Reece Burke ain't getting back in. But can Reece Burke actually last 90 minutes? That is the question. Can Reece Burke last 90 minutes? That's the problem. Great centre-half when he's fit and when he can have a consecutive run in the side. But, wow, Reece Burke. He's a pain. And I think since he signed for us, he averages 20 games a season. 20 games a season he averages. That's not good enough. And I definitely think we should let him go in the summer, regardless of what league he's in. I think he needs to listen to his body, because you can't just be that injury prone. It can't just be that. Let me go back up. Barry has put, just Google the average number of points to stay up is 44. I know, so the average might be 44, but last season I think you needed at least over 50 to stay up in the league. So it all determines how the other teams do, really, on how many points we need. Because if we're going to win our games, and then the other teams don't, then of course you won't need a certain amount of points to stay up. But it all really determines how if we keep beating each other, and that's what the Championship does. Every single season you beat each other, and then the points tally can get higher and higher. Rose has put, morning Lewis, we could beat. Okay, Rose has put, morning Lewis, we could beat Burnley as they lost their FA Cup game against Preston. Yes, they lost 3-0 against Preston. Preston are now in the quarterfinals of the FA Cup. I did see the starting 11 though. Burnley did play more of a squad. Well, they played their second team. They didn't really take it seriously, which was quite weird why they didn't do that actually, because you're one game away from a quarterfinal in the FA Cup. In one of the best competitions in the world. I mean, they kind of deserve to be knocked out for kind of disrespecting the competition. You're away from home against Preston. Why not take it seriously? Preston took it seriously. They played their starting 11, or their strongest starting 11, and they won 3-0. So fair play to Preston for taking the competition seriously. Jelly has put, Clark, he just loves our football club. He just gets us. Yeah, he's one of the players that does. And to be fair, he hasn't performed as bad as what people have made out this season. Don't get me wrong, there's been a run of games where he has not performed. But that doesn't mean he's been badly well, badly performed all season. You've got to remember, everyone's at some point this season has had a run of games where they've just not performed. That's why we are in the current position which we are in at the moment. Um, do I follow Luton away? Yes, I do follow Luton away. I've been to over 10 away games now. Yeah, I've been to over 10. I would have liked to have done more, but I'm not prepared to do more away games until I see more improvements in results. It's just so much money away from home nowadays, especially with the away tickets. It's costing so much. So if I'm prepared to put my hands in my pocket, I'm not doing it unless Luton are performing a little bit better away from home. Only one win away from home. Until we start improving, then I will look to head back. If we improve our results, I might do Derby away. That might be on the cards. Might be Stoke as well away, because I can easily do that on a midweek game. But definitely not doing Cardiff, and I'm definitely not going to Burnley next week. Hull might change. Hull, there's a chance I might go to Hull, but only if we start winning. But that's been moved to a 12:30 lunchtime kickoff. What a stupid time to put the Hull game on. Like, in my opinion, TV need to set a rule. You can't put a game at a certain time if fans have to travel X amount of miles. It's too much. Like, what a stupid time to put the game on. Really, do they want Luton fans not going? Like, it's not. It's so difficult to get there for 12:30. Neil has put, my worry is when we do stay up, it would just paper over the cracks and we won't have a major clear out. If we go down, then we have to get rid of a load of players, I hope. I do think we'll get rid of players. I think they've noticed, and if you think about it, I think there is going to be about 5 or 6 players out of contract at the end of the season. So at least 5 or 6 need to be replaced. I can't imagine Moses will stay because he's not featured at all. So I can see him leaving at the end of the season. You've got the 2 loan players as well in Naismith and Bowler who you've got to replace. So there's got to be about at least 9 to 10 players at least leaving in the summer. So hopefully you replace those players and then you've got a real good mix of new players within the squad on top of the players we had in January. And fingers crossed, these players we bring in the summer will suit Matt Bloomfield's style of play. Jelly has put, Neil, personally I think we will stay up. Big if. The board won't make the same mistakes again and we will be challenging top end of the table. I'm not going to get too carried away, but of course the board have come out and said, yes, we're not performing well at all. We need to perform well. They've recognised they've made mistakes, and fingers crossed that we don't repeat those mistakes. The thing is they haven't made repeated mistakes. Apart from the transfer window, which they're not just responsible for. And to be fair, we had a poor January transfer window, and then we kind of didn't have a repeat of that. I thought the January window, which we've just had, was good, considering the position which we are in as a football club. I didn't think it was bad. I thought we did a good job. Just a shame that there weren't better players out there that could have signed for us, but if a good player is out there, why would he want to join a bottom 3 championship side? But the last summer window was very poor. We can't have a repeat of that. Come on, you Hatters. I don't think I'm going to tell you my girlfriend's name, as I don't think she wants her name plastered all over social media. Jeff has got all the teams around us away and the better teams at home. I think that's the right way round. What do you think, Lewis? I don't know. I kind of would like it the other way round, if I'm being honest with you, Jeff. Because I just think at home, I think there's a lot more confidence that you could do it, and then you can use the atmosphere, you can use the tension around the place to build and get that win. And I feel like the crowd play a massive part in big games like that. But look, we've got to do it away from home, and what a way to improve the away form by beating teams that are around you in the championship table is the best way to go. Terry has put, who do you think will go down and up? I think Leeds are 100% getting... Well, I think they're winning the leagues. I think they've got an unbelievable team. And what they've done this season, fair play to them. From losing the playoff final last year to then going again this year, fair play. So I do think Leeds are winning the Championship. I don't want to see Sunderland go up. I just feel like their fans, the way their fans have acted towards Luton fans this season, and I've seen it in my video comments as well. I don't understand like opposition fans who don't watch, who don't watch us every single week, decide to comment on some of my videos randomly. Honestly, I get like some random comments. I do a match reaction, and then I get like like a random Sunderland fan just commenting saying, ha 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 ha, I'm enjoying you losing games. And it's just like, really? I know it's banter, but still, like, and because some of their fans have done that over the course of the season, I just don't want to see them go up. Out of the teams that are, let's have a look, out of the teams that are in those playoff positions, I wouldn't mind Coventry going up, in fact. Coventry going up because of them, obviously, we beat them in the playoff final. Maybe it's this time, it's their year. And it's a shame that Mark Robbins wasn't the one to do it, but Coventry to go up through the playoff final. And then I think Sheffield, well, it's going to be Sheffield United or Burnley. Burnley are going to be horrible to play in the playoffs, especially with the way they like to defend. So I'm going to go with I reckon Leeds and Sheffield United to go up, and Coventry to go up through those through the playoff final, through those playoffs, and the teams to go down. Well, I did a video on this, so if you haven't seen it, make sure you go and check it out. And I said Plymouth, Derby, and I didn't say us. I said Cardiff were the three teams to go down. At the start of the season, I actually said Derby would get relegated. So I'm glad I got that right. I thought Plymouth might do it under Rooney. I kind of was backing Rooney to do it. But I didn't expect us to be anywhere near it, if I'm being honest with you. I actually expected Derby, Blackburn and Watford to be the three teams to get relegated. And Blackburn and Watford have definitely shut me up. But yeah, I reckon right now, if we can start winning games of football, I think Hull could be dragged. No, not Hull. Cardiff will be dragged into it, because I don't think their group of players on paper is good, but somehow they're managing to get some wins. Harvey's put favourite championship away day. So my favourite championship away day. Ooh, I do like to go to Preston because I used to live in Preston, so that I do have some like love there. And Deepdale, you get a massive away end. I hate Coventry Stadium. It's not a good stadium to go to. It's soulless, no atmosphere, awful to park. Well, let me just get the teams up. My memory's awful. Let me have a look. Portsmouth at the moment's winning. I do like Portsmouth Stadium. Really good atmosphere. Small pitch as well. And I think it's a good away day, especially when you play them like first game of the season, which we did. The weather was nice, pubs were open. It was a shame we played them really early, but that is a good away day. I do like going to QPR. I do like going to close, games in London. I haven't done Burnley away. I haven't done Leeds away. I've done Sunderland. I've done Coventry. Haven't done West Brom away. So I say QPR and Portsmouth due to the old school factor in their stadiums. And yeah, I feel like the atmosphere is really good. So I'll go with those two as my more favoured away day. Danny's put, I wish we never let Pelly go out on loan. He's doing well for Rotherham, in fact. Yeah, get my words out. Yeah, he's doing well for Rotherham. He's played every single game. I think he set up a goal on the weekend, in fact, when they beat Bristol Rovers 3-2. A man called Jim has put Clark, Asgard and Walsh so much more positive. 100%. It is a lot more positive. Oh, Danny, you also asked me about Football Manager, didn't you? Have I missed it? Let me have a quick look. Oh, we have a donation. Thank you. Keep up the good work, mate. Your content is great. Thank you. I'm gonna really not get your name right. Is it Boyden? Thank you, mate, for the $1.99 donation. Much appreciated. If anyone wants to donate, feel free to do so. There is like a button. It helps support me on the channel. But massive thank you for the donation there. Danny, I've missed your Football Manager question. I'm really sorry. But if it was about making Football Manager content, I might do in the summer. I might do it in the summer. Reason why I might do it is because summer, no football, be really difficult to generate content and generate ideas. So yes, Football Manager series might be coming. I have a think, but I need to download like the latest database and the batch because obviously Football Manager didn't get a new game this year. If you are a regular Football Manager gamer, yeah, it didn't. A new game didn't happen due to they weren't able to build it in time for the release date. So the new one's not going to come out until October, November of this year. So everyone's playing the old version, which isn't a problem. The old version was fine. I'm still playing it now. But yeah, I will do. I think I will. I think I will do it, and I do like a short version of it. I won't live stream it. I don't think I've got the equipment to be able to live stream gaming. It costs a lot of money, at least a couple of grand. You need like an Elgato as well to be able to capture the stuff. I don't think my laptops can do it, and yeah, I'll do it. I might just do it. I did it last time, didn't I? And I didn't do very well. It was a good series, but I just didn't do very well at all, really. Neil put, I'll be going out on my way to sign Naismith. I know that. That is a good question, actually. Let me know, anyone who's watching, would you sign Cal Naismith in the summer? Let me know down below. Because this is interesting. Would we sign him? Because he's going to be out of contract at Bristol City at the end of the season. So we would get him on a free. So would you bring Cal Naismith to the football club? I still think he can do a job at this level. But you're not going to give a 33-year-old a 2-year contract. Well, I'd like to think you won't. But we might do like an appearance thing where, right, we give you a 1-year deal, but if you hit a certain amount of appearances, that automatically gives you another year. So let's try that. Danny has put, if we do stay up and you see a lot of... Wait, Danny has put, if we do stay and you see a lot of players leaving and us having a big... Oh, do I see us having a big clear out if we do stay up in the Championship? Yes, I do. I see regardless of what happens this season, we're having a clear out, in my opinion. A man called Jim put, absolutely nil. Can't believe we didn't give Naismith a proper deal last time. To be fair, I think the reason why we didn't give Naismith well, we did offer him a contract. I just don't think we offered him 3 years. And I think Bristol City offered him more money. I think that was the difference. But Cal Naismith, he should have looked at the vision of the football club because he missed out on promotion to the Premier League. So I would blame Cal Naismith, not us. Plus, at his age, so you think he would have been, what, 29, 30 years old? You don't give a 30-year-old 3-year contracts anymore unless they are like Salah. You just don't do it. You give him a 2-year contract or you give him a 1 year and then it's automatically renews because there's a lot of risk factor involved with players at that age, especially if they get like a big injury. Jeff has put, my theory playing the lower league teams, my theory with playing the lower teams away was if we can get at them and get the crowd turning, it could get really nervy for them, and I really believe with the crowd behind us we can beat anyone at home. To be fair, my dad mentioned this, we are basically one of those sides that the way we're currently playing, we could beat Leeds at home just randomly and shock the whole Championship. That would be typical Luton to do that, especially when Leeds need to win just to make sure they can win the Championship, for example. We could be that type of team that could just really upset a few people, and hopefully we do. And I do think a lot of teams might overlook us because our group of players is quite good. It is a good squad. It's just not showing it this season. So some might think, these have got a bottom 3 team. Well, we don't. And then we start out of nowhere perform really well, and everyone goes, hang on a minute, why are Luton bottom 3? And then, we start winning games of football. But that's me just wishful thinking. Danny has put, Danny has put, last away day I did was West Ham away. I couldn't even go to many Premier League stadiums last year. It was really, really frustrating. Oh, Jelly Belly has given me a £4 donation. Thank you guys so much for the donations. Massively appreciated. It all goes towards the channel to try and improve and get better content. The live stream on Tuesday will be better. I'm going to have graphics. I didn't have enough time to put like graphics, so it's at the moment you just see my beautiful face, but soon going forward you're going to have graphics. Hopefully I'll have like a clock about for the game, the watch along which we're going to do on Tuesday. I'm going to proper get it done in time, and yeah, just try and improve every single week. Danny's put, what do you think would wait? Go on. Wait. Daniel's put, what do you think would have happened if Luton liquidated and never recovered from the relegations? Do you think the club would have reformed in non-league like Bury have? Yes. I've read that out like an idiot. Yeah. If my understanding is if we would have basically folded as a football club and had to restart again, yeah, I think the fans, like the current group of owners and Gary Sweet, we would have just reformed again under, I don't know what the name of the football club would have been, but yeah, we would have reformed again and gone up the leagues that way. NW has put, agree about Sunderland. Shame, I'm sure the majority of their fans are good and fair, but they seem to have quite a few idiots following them, much like Forest and Everton last season. Yeah, exactly. That's I'm kind of dislike Everton because of what they did last season to us in the Premier League. Forest, I didn't really care. We all knew what Forest were like after we beat them 2-1 the year they won promotion. I remember they were going absolutely mental at us and saying, "Oh, we only beat their B team," and just going about things in the wrong way. In my opinion, I hate when like fan base do that. And Everton were doing that last season, and it didn't make sense acting like, making like a rivalry up. It didn't really make any sense. Hattersman has put with 1-2 early kickoffs and 1 draw out of about 6. I don't think that's too bad. It might not be too bad, but away from home, 12:30 against Hull, frustrating. I really do think it's frustrating. But hey, we need to start winning. Let me go down. Danny has put, Nordas has looked good for us so far. Yeah, I can't wait to see more. I can't wait to see more from Nordas, really. I'm really excited. I think next season is going to be the year. But of course, hopefully he just gets better as the games go on this season. Your Hatters, Lewis put, Your Hatters, Lewis, do you think we should sit out Elijah and use him as a substitute now for the last couple of games? Well, if he carries on playing the way he's currently doing, then yes, 100%. Have you seen the Sleeper app for fantasy football? Would be good to get one going on here between the community. What's the Sleeper app? Yeah, I don't know anything about the Sleeper app. I know there's an EFL fantasy football app, and I know there is a Premier League one, but I don't know anything about a Sleeper app for fantasy football. Mick has put, Mick has put, he would re-sign Cal Naismith. Your Hatters has put, I would also re-sign Cal Naismith. Hattersman has put, I was well chuffed we got Cal back and would 100% sign him. Think Nordas should have come on instead of Elijah. To be fair, I didn't think Elijah did that bad when he came on the pitch yesterday. Neil put, I would give Cal Naismith a 2-year contract, bring through the young lads, McGuinness and Makosso. I can understand that, but I can understand why we would only give him a 1 year and then he has to play a certain amount of games to get another contract. What are Luton's upcoming fixtures like? Well, we've got Burnley next Saturday away from home. We then play Cardiff midweek away from home, and then before international break, we've got Middlesbrough at home. So those are our next 3 games, and then we've got Hull after Middlesbrough. Ty has put, I just think of QPR versus Leeds last year when I think of Luton potentially beating Leeds. Yeah, exactly that. I think anything can happen in the Championship. Hattersman put, we owe Middlesbrough and Blackburn on all that. Can see us getting something from both of those games. Yeah, we need to basically make sure we get some revenge from the game against Middlesbrough. We were not very good against them. That 5-1 defeat still haunts me to this day. We need attackers with pace. I think Morris and Adebayo need to move on. Depends what league we're in. The thing is, I think Morris could do a job in League One. Elijah can do it in the Championship. We know he can do it. I think he's 27 now. It's just so frustrating with him. Adam has put, what has happened to Moses? I don't know. I've not seen anything about Moses, so I don't understand why he's not been playing recently. But I think it's quite clear that he probably won't play for Luton again, and we definitely need to move him on in the summer. We should sell Elijah on current form. Yes, I think we should. Terry has put, you should go on the Supporters Trust podcast. I have offered, well, I offered someone on the supporters trust that I would go on. I haven't spoken to the main guys that do it, but it shouldn't be me offering my services. I'm always going to say yes to every podcast. It's good for brand exposure, but yeah, I don't know. I have to wait for a message soon. But yeah, I'm more than happy to go on the supporters trust. I'm more than happy to go on the supporters trust podcast and yeah, make an appearance. Hatsman has put our mate Cal Naismith captain next season. I think Tom Lockyer might be back next season. Whether or not he can play Championship football, I don't. Well, Championship or League One football next year, I do not know. But after he's recovered back from his ankle injury, he would do his rehab. He would play a game. That'd be the next stage in his rehab, and then we see what happens. But I do think Tom Lockyer, he might be able to do it. I think League One he could do. 100% I do think he could do League One. I don't know about Championship though. Danny has put, it would be amazing to see you working for the club. I won't be working for the club. The club do not want me anywhere near it. They're just happy that I'm just sat in the stadium, giving them my money and just going about my day like I normally do. The club will not employ me. I've said too many I've said too many hard truths. I haven't said anything bad. I've just said a few hard truths. I don't think what I've said is terrible, but because I say a few truths, people don't like it. Neil was put, off the top of your head, can you name the 10 players we need to clear out? Yes, let's do that. So, if Luton get relegated, this is what I would do. Right, let's get the squad out. Let's use FOTMob. Right. Go on to squad. Let's have a look then. So, starting with goalkeepers, I would get rid of Krul and Kaminski in goal. There's no point keeping Thomas. If you get relegated, there's no point keeping a goalkeeper that's been in our goal net for back-to-back relegations. Tim Krul hasn't been playing. And do you need 3 senior goalkeepers? Let's be honest. So, yes, I would get rid of those 2 goalkeepers. Victor Moses, I would get rid of. Amari Bell, I would say it would be time to go. Anderson, I would get rid of. Reece Burke, I would say goodbye. Hashioka, I would say goodbye. And that's it with the defenders. Midfielders, I would keep Clark in League One. Nakamba, I would say goodbye because apparently he's on high wages. I don't know about Walsh. If Walsh continues his performances, I might say keep him. Baptiste, I would definitely let go, but he's still got another 2 more years on his contract. Chong, I would just say it'd be time for him to go. I would love to keep Alfie Doughty, but I don't know if he would want to stay. Asgard, of course, will stay. Fane will also stay. Brown, I would let go. Morris, I think, could do a job in League One. Bola, of course, would get recalled back. Elijah, I would let go. We'll keep Isaiah Jones, we keep Ali, we keep Nordas, and we keep Zach Nelson. So, yeah, I think that's pretty much everyone. So, that's at least, good 10, that's at least good 10 to 12 players there that we need to replace. And then, of course, you've got the players on loan, like Pelly, for example, and Woodrow. They would also leave the football club, in my opinion. So, yeah, a big, massive clear out, in my opinion. And I know you did want me to say that on the top of my head, but I can't remember. My memory's awful. Jeff has put, would you ever consider teaming up with Deji again? Enjoyed your combined pods. Yeah, I could speak to Tom about that. I've got his number. And I might do, with me making more content. It's all about time. This is the issue. It's time. Obviously, Tom does a lot of gaming streaming. I don't know if you know that. So he's very busy. So he does 2 aspects. He does gaming and he also does the sports side. I only do the sports side. I'm not a gamer. I get too angry. I'll be throwing controllers. That's why I don't play FIFA anymore. Well, it's not even called FIFA anymore, is it? It's called, what, EA, FC or whatever they've decided to call it. But it's all about time. You know, he also does part-time. He's got kids. So he has to focus on other things, whereas me, I've got different responsibilities. I've just got to keep my girlfriend happy. Easily done, in my opinion. But yeah, we're just different in terms of timing. So if we could figure out a timing together to do something, that would be nice. Maybe next season. Let's see what happens. Need to generate something because we don't want to be the same. I think there's too many people out there online, and it's too much of the same, and not everyone's going to watch it. That's the thing. We're all competing for the same audience in a way. Don't like saying competing, but it is because I always think not many Luton fans would want to hear 5 or 6 different podcast people talk Luton. I just don't think they would do that. So some might, some won't. So you've got to fight for the ones that want to watch your content. And I think what helps with me is I've been doing it for quite a long time, and I'm continuing to do it and gonna continue to level up the content. Neil has put, I can't see Tom Lockyer ever being the same player again. That's the thing, I just don't know. And as a defender, because he's got the machine inside his body, I don't know if it would get knocked if someone was to go in for like a challenge on him. So I don't know how that all works. I'm just worried. I feel like when watching him play, I would like worry watching him. Danny has put, will we ever get back to the Premier League? I don't know. It's in the plans, that's for sure. It is in the plans. But I guess, you know, we need to focus on this season first and then rebuild. I do think it is part of the future. I think Matt Bloomfield has kind of talked about it and said that he's excited for the future of the football club. Hopefully, I think the plan would be to do a Brighton and Brentford. But I think we got promoted a bit too early. I think that's what's the issue. I think not many people thought we were going to get promoted when we did. I think everyone was expecting maybe a couple more seasons in the Championship and then really go for it. But we got it, we took it, and maybe the plan got fast-tracked a couple more seasons, but hopefully it doesn't get pushed back a few seasons by getting relegated to League One. I've been streaming for over an hour. It's gone quick. I will stream for another 10 more minutes. I do have to be somewhere. I was only expecting to do an hour, but as there's quite a lot of you guys watching me at the moment, I'll keep talking and try my best to not lose my voice. A man called Jim has put, Kaminsky kicking yesterday was shocking. There was one point when he kicked out the stadium under no pressure. I don't get him with his kicking. I really don't. Danny has put, we should give the youth a good chance next season. Yeah, I think if we get relegated to League One, I think Zach Nelson and Joe Johnson will get a lot more minutes. But we do have quite a young squad. You know, Fane is 20 years old. Christ Makosso is also 20. Walters is young. Tedem Menji is also young. Asgard's young. Nordas is young. So we've got a youngish squad. So going forward, the future does look bright, and we hope they just improve, keep getting better, and then hopefully become Premier League players. That's for sure. Neil has put, I would like to see proper monthly updates on the new ground. So would I, so I can understand it a lot better. I know Tom has done a series on his channel about the new stadium because he's got a drone. So I highly recommend watching his content on the stadium aspect. I've kind of stayed away a little bit from it because I don't really get it. There's just so much information out there, and someone kind of needs to like idiot proof it for me so I can understand it and then translate it. But from my understanding, yeah, there's just a lot of groundwork that needs to be done to put the foundations into place before we can actually put a brick in. So hopefully, you know, with more regular updates, it would be better going forward. I know Gary Sweet said that they've admitted that they need to communicate a lot better. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we see a lot more communication. And if they keep doing like statements like they did yesterday, I can make a series on that. I can respond to like articles and stuff like that on my channel and go through it and talk about it and proper dissect it. But without them doing that, well, communicating, I can't really do anything. Unfortunately, we are League One standard at best. Very little quality up top. We might be. But hey, you know, this is the situation which we're in. We've got championship strikers. We've got players that know how to score goals at this level. We just need to figure out a way of getting them scoring. Terry has put, with £42 million parachute money next season, we can still compete whatever league we are in. Exactly. I think we didn't even get the parachute payments this year. I think you don't get it until the season afterwards, from my understanding. I don't get how the parachute payments work. I don't get the finances in Luton. Well, regards to the football club. It is baffling sometimes. But from my understanding, you don't get the parachute payments until next year. The first one, and then you get the second one in the year after. Who knows? So hopefully the parachute payments next season We can invest wisely, but we don't know how much money is going to go towards the squad. We don't know how much money is going to go towards the stadium. That's what I would like to be communicated clearly, because everyone thinks that all the money's gone to the new stadium, which I don't think is the truth in that. Jeff has put, who do you think, what do you think of the Gary Sweet programme notes yesterday, Lewis? Love the live streams. Thank you, Jeff. Yeah, the programme notes, I think they've come out 2 weeks too late. I think they've come out far too late in regards to the current season. I think they needed to come out a lot sooner. But at least they have admitted that they are at fault. You know, they play a part in why we have not done well this season. And that's what we want. We just want clear communication. We want to know what's gone on. We want to know why it's happened. And don't make the same mistakes again. So I'm glad they've come out. And I'm glad that they've admitted fault. That's what we want. You know, we don't want them to leave the football club. They've done so well at the football club. And I don't think anyone should be sacked for making a mistake. It's about not making repeated mistakes. And if you keep making repeated mistakes, then yes, I would say, right, I think your job is under pressure here, and I do think we should look at it. But we're not a club that often make repeated mistakes. We're a club that often learn, okay, we've made a mistake here, how do we not repeat that and make sure that going forward, you know, it's a lot better. So yeah, I think we're okay. Apparently Luton is quite a rough area as a town itself. I don't live in Luton, but it's not as bad as what it used to be. It's just a multicultural area, and same like most places. Viper has put, do you have a realistic dream transfer we could get in the summer? I wouldn't mind John Swift, who plays for West Brom. Now, he hasn't been playing regularly for West Brom this season, but he is a proper creative midfielder, goal-scoring midfielder, in fact, and I do think he would suit the way Matt Bloomfield would want to play for next season. So I wouldn't mind signing him, but I will put like a list of players for a video in the summer that I wouldn't mind Luton signing. In fact, I'm going to be making loads of transfer videos in the summer to keep the content alive. Ty has put, I'm a Luton fan from Canada. See, we've had a Luton fan from Thailand and now from Canada. Much appreciated. We'd love to fly over to Luton to catch a game one day. In the meantime, vlogs and the highlights will have to do. Honestly, when you get the opportunity, do. Also contact the club, by the way. Just let the club know I'm travelling from Canada. I want to guarantee a ticket. And they should be able to help you out because they have done. I've seen them do it with overseas supporters, fans from Japan, fans from, Norway, Denmark, Sweden, that type of area, and also Hong Kong. So yeah, like contact the club before coming. Of course, you've got to pay for it, but they might be able to guarantee you a ticket as they know you're travelling from a long way. So yeah, I do think contact the club. But when the new stadium comes, you're guaranteed a ticket anyway because we've got loads of we're gonna have loads of seats available. Danny has put, if we go down, will we go straight back up? Good question. I hope so. I really do. We don't often, if you look at the last couple of years we spent in League One, we either win it or we go down. We don't stay in League One. It's something we don't like to do. We always go up or go down. So hopefully go down and do what Birmingham did and put a load of money into the squad and build a super team and then go back up again. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. But let's not pray that we go down. Let's see if we can actually stay up in the Championship. Hatsman has put, enjoy the live stream, Lewis. Top job. Thank you, mate. Thank you for tuning in and watching. Thank you, everyone, for watching, by the way. I do a couple more questions, then I do need to go because I do have a job to do. I need to... I accidentally damaged my wall at my old house, so I need to do some filler. I need to paint it as well. Don't know how long it's going to take for me to do. It's what happens when you're an idiot. I took a couple of frames down and it kind of destroyed the wall. So actually you guys would see the frames. So in my previous videos I had like frames behind me. Those frames have destroyed my wall. Well, my old wall. So I now have to go back home, put filler on the bit of wall which I've taken out and paint over it. My mum has gone mental at me. Not my fault because I didn't want to do that. But now I've got to go back home, do that job, go to the gym, come back here to the flat, make my video today that's coming out at roughly around about 5-6 p.m, which is 5 things we learned from the game against Portsmouth. Danny, you've donated £2. Thank you so much. And yeah, it's a busy day for me. And then also at 9 o'clock, by the way, at 9 o'clock, we've got, 9 o'clock on the OK Football channel with Ollie. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be co-hosting it with Ollie. So 9 o'clock on his channel. So I'm live streaming again. I'm busy. I'm a busy man today. So lots of content, lots of videos, more content coming your way. So hopefully you are all enjoying it. Jeff has also put, do you think we need a director of football so Gary can concentrate on the stadium? There's no point signing a director of football if they don't have Premier League experience. I will be open to the idea, but the person that comes in has to, one, have proven experience of being an established Premier League director of football. Otherwise, I do not want him at the football club. Because what's the point? We know how to win promotion out of the Championship. So we need to bring in someone that's going to offer us something a little bit different, that can help us in a different way. Otherwise, we can just carry on the way we're going. Plus, I think once we get sorted with the core foundations of the stadium, nothing else needs to. Gary doesn't really need to be more involved in the stadium because he can't build it. He ain't going to be putting the bricks in the stadium. So, yes, he's going to be co-managing it, but that's his job. And he loves doing it. He loves working for Luton. So, yeah, just happy days. Right, couple more questions. Otherwise, I do really need to go. Danny has put Luton is nowhere near as bad as people say. It's a really nice place. Yes, there are some bad areas, and the Arndale is slowly getting worse, but there are still so many good areas to see and live in. That's from Danny, who does live in Luton. Danny has put, what do you think of Wrexham? Fair play to them on their journey with the Hollywood ownership. They've obviously transformed the football club. We used to play against them in the National League. Fair play. They're a club that were struggling to get out of it, and they've had the money take over. I'm not against it. It happens. Fair play to them. They've maximised their revenue potential. They've grown the football club massively. So fair play. They're supporting a club in Wales, and soon we might see 3 Welsh clubs in the Championship. That could be crazy. It isn't good if you are an away fan, because going to Wales it is long. I haven't done Swansea, I haven't done Wrexham, so yeah, I've done Cardiff, but I need to tick off those 2 particular grounds. Hector has put, well played to the Hatters, great win. Who is a Coventry fan, good win for Coventry yesterday against Oxford. That penalty decision was a bit mental. I need to rewatch that back, but you got given another opportunity to get the winner, and you did. Ty has put, that is such a good tip. Thanks, no problem, Ty. That's what I would recommend to do. Viper has put, you've been smashing out the content recently, by the way, mate. Killing it at the moment. Love to see it. Thank you. Thank you for everyone watching. Keep liking, keep subscribing, keep commenting. It will help the channel massively. And hopefully we can keep growing and keep gaining more and more subscribers. The more I want to start targeting more EFL content, that's when I need you guys the most support on the EFL content, because without me doing EFL content, the channel won't grow as much as I would like it to. I want to get more EFL supporters subscribing, and yes, I need to start making more EFL content. In fact, I'm going to do some more next week, because we've got 7 days until our next game against Burnley, so there's going to be some days where there won't be Luton content, so I will be doing some EFL content. So yeah, help support me on those, much appreciated. Danny has put, don't forget to promote the Discord. Oh yeah, if you want to join my Discord, the link is in the description below, and it's basically a group where Luton fans just talk amongst the group. I share my videos in there, so if you miss it on YouTube, I will most of the time put a link in the group, and it's just Luton fans talking football in my Discord group. If you want to join it, link is in the description below. Ty's put, so cool, you're on the OK Football pod, especially after a win. Ollie's asked me to co-host it with him this evening, so I will be on there talking about the game. Fans get the opportunity to call in through Discord as well. So if you have Discord, put in, yeah, you can basically phone in if you really want to on the OK Football and give your thoughts on what's happening regarding Luton. Jelly Belly has put great podcast, Lewis. See you all soon. Thank you for tuning in, mate. Neil has put Netflix missed out on Luton's rise. That would have been a better program to watch. 100%. It would have been really nice to see the behind the scenes as well. Jeff has put good luck with the wall. Thank you. Harry has put Makoso in the chat. Daz Fit has put good job on your live broadcast. Thank you very much. And Tiger Aiden has put, are we staying up? I hope so. Right, I need to go. Thank you all for watching. Much appreciated. I will see you guys in my next video, which will be out at 6 p.m. today. If you also want to tune into another live stream, I will be doing another one on Tuesday. It will be a watch along of the Hull v Plymouth game. So that will be my next live stream on YouTube. Tuesday evening, let's just say 7:30 p.m. I will be watching that. And I'm also going to be live streaming with Ollie at 9 o'clock on the OK Football YouTube channel. So yeah, plenty of content to come. I'll see you guys all soon. Thank you for watching. Thank you for everyone who's donated. And yes, I'll see you all in my next stuff. Catch you all in